You know, it's high time for a tepid takes, but when I went to look at my normal resources to see what was coming out that's new, I'll be honest, luxury seems to have already gone on vacation for the rest of the year. Even prestige, they're just kind of like, we did this for sale, like we're good. But listen, I'm here to get my giggles first and foremost. There are new releases. There are things that I'm excited about talking about, but like, I figure we can also pepper in some stuff that like, we don't usually talk about as a treat. But before we do, I want to talk to y'all about today's sponsor. As it is getting really close to Black Friday, it can get really, really overwhelming. All these sales happening and stuff, and it's like, I'm gonna point you in the direction of what I think is worth it. And historically, one of the best Black Friday sales of all time is always going to be on Current Body. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I swear by the Current Body beauty devices, but if you are new to Current Body, let me tell you, they are the destination for at-home beauty devices, and I am a huge fan of a beauty device, especially as it pertains to gifting, because it is like a one-size-fits-all gift that is going to just keep paying dividends to whoever you give it to. They never have to like pay a subscription or like refill it or anything like that. I got my mom a Current Body Skin Series 2 LED red light therapy mask for her birthday back in August, and she absolutely loves it. She loves not only the results, but also she says it makes her feel sleepy, which is really nice because I like to use mine before bed too. So as usual, y'all, for Black Friday, Current Body has given me the best discount on the internet. Normally, you're only gonna get 10% off of these devices with my code, but for a limited time, you're going to get 20% off all the Current Body skin devices. That includes the LED Series 2 red light therapy mask, the neck and neck mask, the hair regrowth helmet, which I swear by. If my hair wasn't like shellacked back right now, I have all this awesome new growth. I'll stick a picture in. It's so awesome seeing all of these like hairs that are growing in kind of in the front that, you know, fell out due to stress, one thing or another, and the fact that they are returning as I've been using this thing very religiously. So I love the results. I love the results of my red light therapy mask. I would not continue to talk about Current Body on my channel and stake my own reputation on the integrity and the quality of these products if I didn't see the results every day. Every single day. Like every day that I wake up after using the red light therapy mask, falling asleep at night, I wake up, my skin is noticeably plumper. Anything that I have picked is healed. It also really helps when I have any kind of flare of perioral dermatitis. There are tons of these kinds of things out there on the market, but I trust Current Body specifically because they own their process end to end. They have an extremely rigorous testing process for every single LED in their masks. They have a fantastic customer support team, and the results are proven. They're gonna show you on their website, and I'm also going to personally attest to them, okay? If there's anyone on your list that you are stumped on, or honestly, if you just kind of want to treat yourself for Black Friday, I have a case of the Shoppies right now. It's nice to get a discount, and this is the best discount all year. You can use my code. I will stick it on the screen. I will stick it down in the description of this video, and y'all can click through my link to check out everything Current Body Skin, get 20% off on all of those devices, and check off some challenging gifting situations on your list. And thank you to Current Body yet again for sponsoring a portion of today's video. All right, y'all, let's hop into the tepid takes, shall we? Over here. I'll say my disclaimer. I forgot to say it in the beginning, but this probably won't be an example of a video where I talk a lot about things that I'm planning on buying. But even when I do say that I want to buy something, please understand that I am buying it for review purposes in almost all cases. I am not like, I want this for my vanity stash. So don't ever try and keep up with my level of consumption because it's, I mean, categorically unhealthy if this were like something where I thought that I was actually going to use all this makeup. That's delusional thinking. So let's start over here on Trend Mood. I think we are going to have, like I said, some things that I'm excited to talk about. And then also some stuff that's just kind of cool. Like, okay, let's talk about this first. This is the new mini eyeshadow palette, and by mini, I think it's interesting that they call these mini palettes. It's a 9-pan from ABH, and this is the Haze palette, and it is all in these gorgeous cool tones. Even that like champagne-y shade in the middle is going to still read pretty cool. It just sort of looks warm in contrast to everything else, but you know, within context. But I guarantee you this is like cut out for the folks who love a cool tone and also the people who have gray hair, okay? This is something that I have honestly been wanting to make a video about ever since Thrive put out a gray in their tubing mascara. This happens to be my favorite formula. I wear the brown, but like, I'm just thinking of my mom, you know? I've watched my mom, obviously, over the course of my 38 years, go from having brown hair and like, you know, tan skin to having like paler skin and gray hair and like her eyebrows kind of disappearing and like, you know, some of the pigment leaving her lips and things like that. And it's like, okay, so as we talk about contrast, as we talk about undertone and things like that, like how does that change the way that we do our makeup? I did a whole video on that. I will link it below if you are interested. But I do kind of now have my antennae up for products that are coming out that are for that customer, that are just kind of like, my old makeup doesn't work anymore. What do I do? You might not think so, but like this is sort of the palette for those people who are like, my stuff has disappeared. Now, I don't necessarily know how this is going to shake out in terms of pigmentation. It might be really, really pigmented, in which case it wouldn't be ideal for someone like my mother who's super low contrast, but she could get use out of a lot of these shades, I think. Everything but that really dark kind of like blue-gray, probably. Yeah, they're really, really gorgeous. I personally love Anastasia's eyeshadow formulas. I've talked very recently about the Nouveau palette and I love rose metals. I think these have probably been adjusted a little bit because they were having some issues, at least in my experience, with like some of their shimmers being so soft that they were like crumbling and couldn't travel very well. That's something definitely to be remedied. But from a performance standpoint, I think that they are really user-friendly and really rewarding to use. And my God, are these colors beautiful? Are they beautiful for me? No. This would be just a gray, shrink my eyes kind of nightmare. So I won't be buying this, but I am really excited about this format from them. I know that the 9-pan has existed from Norvina before, but those were always in, I think they were 9-pans, right? But they were really neon, and that's not really my thing, obviously. And these color stories so far, Haze and also Ember, have both not really been my type of color stories, but I think they're really well informed color stories. It's not like, oh, it's not for me, therefore it's for no one. Like, these are really, really useful palettes for the people for whom this is your undertone, you know? Or again, in the territory of like, what do I do now that my hair has gone all gray? Like this. This is what you do now that your hair has gone all gray, okay? This is a fantastic color story for that. That's gonna look a lot more at home on you. I am really looking forward to them expanding this format because I wanna see what the next kind of neutrals situation is that they put out. I just want to see it, and I will probably buy it as soon as there's something that's even remotely adjacent to something that I would use. So it's like, I want to recommend this, I want to review it, I know how I would feel about it, but I think it's probably a really promising release. Okay, I just bought 3 of these, spoiler. So honestly, you put anything in this little container and I'm probably gonna buy it because I bought the one from ABH also, and I liked those too, okay? So this is the new Futurist Blush Maker from Estee Lauder. Listen, I'm 38 and I am really embracing the kind of legacy brands that are making things that are just kind of reliable in pretty colors. And I do like that these colors are innovative. That is why I bought 3 of them, is because I'm like, ooh, you know what I mean? Ooh. Now, the only kind of question that I have about these, and again, why my curiosity is gonna get the best of me, it's why I wanted to review them, is because they're a little shimmery. They're calling this a blush bronzer highlighter, at least on their website. It says a refreshing water cream blush that transforms into a second skin sheen of dewy color and healthy looking glow. It might just have been that Skinny Dip was called a bronzer blush highlighter situation, but I bought that one. I bought the brown one, and I bought the kind of like pale lavender one, and then I got the beige one. I wanted just kind of the weird colors, you know? I always want to see what the weird colors are like. Either way, I bought these, again, because I love serum blush. I like am insatiable. I never get tired of seeing different brands' takes on a serum blush. I'm like, well, maybe this one is gonna like blow my mind even more. I'm almost never disappointed. And Estee Lauder has done some stuff that like didn't blow my mind recently. I have that back there, those 2 CL bags, which is absolutely no commentary on CL. They're just bags that hold a lot. Those are great bags. And this is my like, uh-oh pile that I'm saving for the end of the year to tell you all the products that didn't do very well this year. Yeah, we had some fails. Again, not everything is perfect, but I'm hoping that this one, I'm always hoping that they're winners. These colors are really, really gorgeous. They are $32 a piece. And again, I bought 3, so look forward to a review on those pretty soon. Okay, this is actually a really good one to talk about in terms of things that we never talk about, because Khloe Kardashian is coming out with a perfume. Has Khloe Kardashian had a perfume before? I just feel like I might be the least cynical person ever about Kardashian brands. And I'm not even a super fan, okay? I just understand that these people have made a name for themselves being materialists, okay? They have monetized every avenue of their lives, and it's like, stop being surprised. Stop being surprised, okay? They're gazillionaires, and it's because they just keep selling things that people want to buy. I'm not necessarily rooting for them, but I'm not surprised when they come out with something. So it says, because perfection isn't the goal, your presence is. You don't have to get it right every time. You are not defined by the one time you couldn't. You are shaped by the many times you did. Almost always is enough, and so are you. So it's called Almost Always by Khloe Kardashian. The notes are lavender, magnolia, star jasmine, orange blossom petals, palo santo, skin sensual wood, solar musks, and a kiss of vanilla. Listen, that sounds nice. That sounds nice to me. I would smell it. It's probably a little sugary for me. Is it at Ulta? It is at Ulta. 6 5-star reviews. Very nice, soft floral scent, great for office and date night, very alluring. Best perfume in the whole universe. The hater down there wrote a review without even trying the perfume. Love you, Khloe. You're the best human ever. Listen, Anne loves you, Khloe. I guess they took down the hater. Yeah, because there's only 5-star reviews on there right now, but that is absolutely hilarious. I am not gonna like go to bat for these people necessarily, but yeah, you know, I guess get your money. Get your money, Khloe. The amount of my friends who flooded my DMs with this the moment it was announced, especially as I've been complaining, this is my favorite palette currently. Like, even when I use another palette, I still open this palette and use this palette also. This is the Bibliophilia palette from Byredo. It needs a little wipe down. But one of my chief complaints was that they really only have one of this unfreaking believable gorgeous like wet look shimmer in here. Like, this is just, it's freaking gorgeous. And then y'all got to watch me gaslight myself about how I think that it has like a tinge of like oyster green to it. It has like a little bit of that shift is a little tiny bit green. And everybody's like, you're insane. And I'm like, I think I'm insane too. I think I'm insane too. And it's fine. But other people in the comments were like, I have that problem too. So at least we're all insane. Either way, it was as if they heard me complaining about that, because they then announced the new Vesuvio eyeshadow palette that is like almost entirely shimmers, okay? 18 color eyeshadow palette, buildable, blendable, powder cream shades, delivering intense color payoff, lasting up to 12 hours, $115. It will be mine, because they are some of the most beautiful textures. I said it in my review of this one, and I'll say it again. This is a palette that, for the way that it kind of exists in the market, right? It's like $250, $115. It's a lot of money for an eyeshadow palette, but we're also talking about 18 shades. And these are the most actual luxury formulas that I've ever used. Like, this is an incredibly expensive feeling formula while you're using it. And I think this color story is delicious. It's so good. But like, do I want all these shimmers? Yeah, it's gonna turn over a new leaf in my life. Suddenly I'm going to be like a, you know, pale blue eyeshadow wearer. I don't care. I'll spread it all over my face. I don't care. It's beautiful. Like, they're just gorgeous, and like, it's going to inspire all new things for me. And it's apparently coming soon, but I think someone told me it was like 2026. So like, that is technically soon, but it's not like that soon, you know? I'm sure that this will be selling out really quickly. I think this is going to be one of those things where it's like, hey, it went up on what, Bergdorf's, and it's gone. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's on Nurse, it's gone. So I'm gonna be finger on the buzzer on this one. It looks freaking awesome. Okay, listen, the girlies are getting color in 2026. I don't know when this is coming out, but I would assume they tend to tease the stuff for YSL pretty early. This is a new eyeshadow palette, the Couture Mini Clutch eyeshadow palettes from YSL, and there is one that's like a really beautiful, looks, you know, kind of like K-Beauty, J-Beauty inspired, like a very Suku color story, you know, with that like pale pink, pale lavender, like whispery sort of like shimmery shades that it's just, they're just beautiful and ethereal, but they don't really have like the balance of textures and colors that I typically would like in a quad, but still very, very pretty. And then there's a turquoise one. And I mean, girl, that is a turquoise one. The thing that I would be concerned about with this is that knowing that formula, which I do love. I love that formula, but I love that it kind of blends sheerly and builds really nicely on my skin, and that like my skin is showing through that, and that it's a really flattering way. Like it blends really evenly, but it's not super opaque. Like those, even the mattes are not super opaque. That's my concern with anything that's that bright of a turquoise. Nobody's skin is that color. And so if you blend that sheerly on the skin, it's kind of like your skin shows through and it can look pretty funky weird. Whereas, you know, the Danessa Myricks one, the mini palette, the mini dream palette that has the turquoise in it, like that formula is so opaque and so easy to control. It's like, I do wonder if YSL is gonna handle this properly. I'm not sure that I'm gonna buy it to find out though, because like I would never use that. Like there's a difference between me buying something because I'm terribly curious and, you know, maybe it doesn't work out and so I don't end up using it that much, but I don't wanna buy something that I know I'm only gonna use once. That's kind of a crappy feeling. So the other one is really beautiful. Either way, this is branching out very much for the YSL Couture mini clutches. I love to see it just in terms of variety. I'll be interested to see how they perform. They'll probably be at Sephora, in which case I will at least go swatch them and check for the opacity on the formulas. And I just kind of like that we're getting color. Okay, are we like returning to when I was in high school and everybody was wearing bright MAC eyeshadows? Are we gonna get scene bangs back? I wanna see raccoon tails in everyone's hair. Okay, this is huge. This is huge because, you know, everybody's like, oh, I've always wondered whether Sephora carries MAC or what. And I have been in a Sephora where someone asked an associate whether they carried MAC or where the MAC counter was. And they're like, we don't carry MAC. And I, way back in the day, went into Sephora, like, you know, in the beginning of my makeup wearing career. And I was like, where is the MAC? And they're like, we've never carried MAC. And I was like, what? You know what I mean? Because like MAC defined the existence of makeup outside of the drugstore for me as a teenager. Like, you know, pretty much my introduction to makeup was like my mother's Clinique sets, prescriptives, and MAC. Like that was it. MAC was the cool makeup. And when I was like, Sephora's the cool store. Why don't you have MAC in your store? Well, they're coming to Sephora and I could not be more stoked. Now, they're probably in a position where Sephora's kind of lucky to have them, not the other way around, I would hope. And it's kind of like NARS in that sense, where NARS is like, we're gonna do whatever we want. Okay, we're gonna put out the colors that we want, we're gonna put out the textures that we want, you're going to make room for it on your shelves, whereas a lot of brands can't really do that. They don't have that kind of pull. Now, MAC has as many, if not more, products on offer than like Sephora collection does, okay? MAC has entire stores of just its own products. The brand has already been available at Sephora outside the US, like Canada and the UK. Okay, so yeah, sorry y'all. I always forget that. Y'all have a lot of different brands at different Sephoras, like in different countries. So let us know what the displays are like there. You know, like how much of your local Sephora store does the MAC take up, or is it just online? So it says will be available 2026, Sephora and Sephora at Kohl's. I am such a huge MAC fan, especially what they've been doing lately. Some of my favorite products are from them. And as I've been kind of going through a lot of my stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, man, I need to use that stuff more often. Like they've got great shade ranges. They've got great formulas. They're innovative. It's really, really beautiful stuff. And there's just stuff there that you can't get anywhere else. And all things considered, in the ocean of makeup that's come out since MAC was considered expensive, MAC is not expensive anymore. You know what I mean? Like they may have raised their prices a little bit, but MAC is by no means like the highest end prestige beauty that you can get anymore. It used to be like, good God, like I turned 18. My mom took me to MAC and spent like $250 on me. And that was huge. You know what I mean? I was like, holy crap. Like I got the full makeover and everything. And I bought some of my favorite makeup that day. That was like when I got addicted to blush. I wish I had that photo at my 18th birthday party. I am wearing so much Cosmic blush. It was like, I don't remember exactly what it was called, but like Cosmic, it was part of this like white collection that they did, and Cosmic was the eyeshadow, and then there was this like coral blush that they put out, and I mean, I just hammered it on. I was like, I love blush. And I really never looked back. I feel like this is Mandela effect or something. I have been searching online for the past like half an hour trying to find what this collection was. I turned 18 in April of 2005. Okay, I remember the eyeshadow shade Cosmic it appears to be completely different than what I remember. I remember Cosmic as being this like bright gold that leaned either like copper or peach, okay? And then I had this very, very like corally pink blush, and they were in white packaging that was iridescent, okay? Like, if anyone, if that jogs your memory and you're like, I was alive in 2005, help me, because the internet seems to have no idea. But either way, I adore this for us all. I am going to be spending like more time, if possible, on the website and in my local Sephora, because MAC is one of those things that I love so much, but it's just not usually right in front of my nose. I don't hit Ulta that often, but when I do, I end up just buying so much MAC stuff every single time. Their nude lipsticks, those liquid blushes, oh my God. Yeah, I mean, this is huge for MAC. This is huge for us. I'm excited about it. You're gonna be seeing more MAC on my channel, okay? Rare Beauty and Baze collab. Baze is just one of Shay Mitchell's projects, and this is fine. Get your makeup cases. It's, you know what I mean? Like, get your makeup. They're always gonna end up looking like garbage by the time you've actually used them. Like, all my makeup cases look like garbage. Either way, this is reminding me of, I'm calling an audible here, but over here on Diet Prada, they recently posted about Shay Mitchell's new skincare line for children. Listen, I have so many urges to do just commentary content, but like, I'm too impulsive. It's hard. I end up writing the scripts and then I just kind of want to publish them over on like my Substack. I just don't have it in me to risk kind of like screwing up the flow of my algorithm by just like changing up my content all of a sudden. But I do have all of these really like galaxy brain thoughts about this stuff now. But I think that like, I enjoy talking about these kinds of things in sort of critical analysis style. So either way, this says, do 3-year-olds need skincare? Shay Mitchell's new line for kids gets slammed because she's got kids. So the actor is under fire online after announcing Rini aiming to nurture healthy habits for children. While most skincare brands promise miracle ingredients that can stop or even reverse signs of aging, Shay Mitchell's new line is targeting an audience that hasn't even hit puberty yet. Children ages 3 and up. Yesterday, the actor launched Rini, a K-beauty inspired brand whose name comes from the Korean slang for child. The debut line includes a hydrating mask, after sun mask, and everyday face sheet mask priced between $5.99 and $6.99. A promo video hints that more products are already on the way. In a press interview with Women's Wear Daily, Mitchell and Rini co-founders Esther Song and Matt Babel said their own children inspired the brand when they couldn't find skincare products to remove birthday party face paint. Guys, that's like once a year, if anything. Can we use a makeup wipe to get this off? Hand soap, face wash? Mitchell recalled ultimately using a paper towel. Can we stop acting like cave people, okay? You would use your own oil cleanser for that and like call it a day. Let the kid go get back to watching cartoons. Like, just doesn't need to be a company. Oh, I could only use a paper towel. Like, I'm sorry, that's not a hole in the market. From that moment, we knew there was a need for Rini because it's not just makeup for kids. This is face paint. This is the stuff that allows them to play around and express themselves. Are you putting out face paint? Or are you putting out skincare to make girls paranoid about their appearance at a younger and younger age? As you might expect, the comment sections on both Mitchell's and Rini's accounts quickly filled with outrage over the ethics of marketing skincare to kids. I struggle to find the right words to articulate how disappointing and dystopian this is, wrote one person with a broken heart emoji. We're living in capitalism's final boss level where a child's unblemished face is just another untapped market. Sell a calming face mask so that they can relax from what exactly? Snack time? Existing? Wrote another. While Rini calls itself consciously crafted and says it aims to nurture healthy habits, many argue the brand comes off as incredibly tone deaf, feeling less like self-care and more like a gross cash grab. Let kids be kids. I have a 5-year-old. All I do is marvel at how smooth his skin is, okay? He actually has KP on the back of his arms and like he's been complaining that it itches and he's just like, why is this happening to me? And I'm like, it's because your pores are so small that when you get keratoses in there, it's hard for them to come out, okay? Like they're not going to like do anything because your little skin is so smooth and your pores are so tiny, they can't get out. So, you know, we use lotion. I put I put First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream on everything. And this morning he woke up and he was like, oh, the lotion is still there. That feels so nice. And it's like, yeah, okay, put stuff on there that like helps kids just not notice stuff. Okay, like he was noticing, he calls them his dots. He's like, ah, my dots itch. And I'm just like, okay, let's put some colloidal oatmeal on there, okay? It's your job to help your kids. It is not your kid's job to help you monetize the next thing. It's not your kid's job to help you make money, okay? And like, this is the most thinly veiled cash grab I've ever seen in my life. Again, to the fact that they're calling it tone deaf, it's like, yeah, that really it sums it up. I could sit here and wax poetic about it all day, but like, it's just tone deaf to be this like Hollywood celebrity who has all of these brands and all of this money ostensibly from, you know, acting and what have you, I'm sure. Either way, the idea of looking at your 3-year-old and their perfect, smooth, poreless, brand new skin and thinking, you know what this kid needs? Skincare. I wish I didn't need skincare. And my boyfriend is an amazing example of like what happens when you don't do squat to your skin. His skin's perfect, you know? Like, mine, yeah, I'm acne prone and things like that, but it's like, I kind of think that if I had the guts to really let my skin just like do its thing and reach equilibrium and never planned on wearing makeup again, I could probably stop doing anything either. You know what I mean? I'd probably start Botox, but regardless, it's like the way that I have screwed my microbiome up in my stomach, the way that I have screwed my microbiome up on my skin from like using too many things or an entire year of clean beauty, which led to just so much more sensitivity in my skin. Stop effing with what does not need effing with, okay? Leave your kids alone, Shay Mitchell. Calm down, go to work, let your kid be a kid, okay? 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 I have a very, very strong, completely black and white opinion on this. The answer is no. Okay, listen, Lil Labo's got a new fragrance. Now, how many Lil Labo fragrances have I ever liked? 4. I owned Teh Matcha for a minute, but I gave it to my friend Lindsay. I owned Jasmine, I still do, but my ex bought it for me, so I can't bear the smell of it. Now I wear Jasmine Yucatan from Diaz and Durga instead. I like Bergamot, and I do love the original Santal. But the rest of them, I'm kind of, you can take them or leave them. And the thing about them is that they will come out with a fragrance that sounds so up my alley, and then it will be so disappointing. I'll order one of those like $7 plus shipping little vials of it and be like, oh, that's actually gross. Like eucalyptus, not awesome. The vanilla, not good, didn't like it at all. And now we have Violette. Now Violet is one of my favorite fragrances. It says a graceful floral composition with spice and resinous warmth, balances soft violets with deep woody undertones. Everything tries to balance it with woody undertones with Le Labo. Can we just have it be what it is? Like, that's why I like jasmine so much from them, is because it just smells like you're sticking your face in a vine of jasmine, okay? I feel like we overcomplicate this stuff so much and they're so wildly expensive. But yeah, it says Violet Rose. I'm sorry, as soon as you put rose in something, the violet doesn't matter. It's gonna just completely overwhelm it. Incense, cumin, saffron, patchouli, cedarwood, and amber. Where's the violet in that? I'm not against those smells. I'm just saying, like, violet's such a delicate smell. Don't put that other stuff in it. I don't know. I'll be interested to smell it, but I'm certainly not going to be like running to the store. Listen, I love a Laneige sleep mask as much as the next person, but this one is blue lemonade. One time, I went downstairs for about 90 seconds while my kid was getting ready for bed after his bath, and he understands the concept of lotion. He understands the concept of moisturizer. And this was like a year ago. I came upstairs and he was trying to put his pants on and they were getting stuck on his legs, and I was like, dude, what did you do? And I look and he's got this like smear of something on his face, and I'm like, what is that? And he's just like, lotion. And I was like, that doesn't look like lotion. And then as I'm like kind of holding him to try and help him put his pants on, I'm like, are you covered in vanilla Laneige lip sleeping mask right now? I look on his shelf and this thing has been completely dug out. And in the 90 seconds I was downstairs to like refill his water or something, he had covered his entire body in Laneige vanilla sleeping mask. Before I could clean him up, he and I just laid on his bedroom floor and laughed. It was the funniest thing ever. He's like, it's lotion. It's like, it's not. You covered yourself in lip balm, and it is hysterical. It's the funniest thing that I've ever seen. So anyway, I'm imagining my kid covered in blue Laneige lip balm, and things start to get a little bit higher stakes at that point. And honestly, on the face of it, I like blue things, and I do like lemon scented things. Y'all know I love citrus, so like I think that I would love that. But it's kind of like the Aesop hand soap in the sense where it's like, I can't have that around with a 5-year-old. He will just be like, that is candy. I'm going to cover my body in it. Or eat it. See, okay, hot take. This is what the kids should be buying, because this is a phase that you're supposed to go through so that you can learn. This is new limited edition holiday 2025 additions to the Dove body mist collection, okay? That's the price point that kids need to be experimenting with cosmetics at. Is like at the drugstore, your mom buys you a Dove body spray, you douse yourself in it because you're like, this is the first cosmetic thing I've ever owned. Everybody tells you, good God, don't do that anymore, and you go, noted. As my grandmother would say, a scent is meant to be discovered, not announced. And you know what? Kids are supposed to learn those lessons for themselves. I was at the playground the other day because school was out, and there were these like kind of preteen girls there in their like little workout outfits. They came by in this like cloud of body mist, and I was like, yeah, that's the age you're at. You are at body mist age. I think that that's how that age is supposed to be lived. We shouldn't be trying to sell them face masks and Drunk Elephant. Like, let's start them at body mists and let them kind of do their own self-discovery. The stakes are just so much lower without them like wrecking their moisture barrier. Oh, good God. Talk about something that would absolutely knock a teenager's socks off underneath the tree. The entire lip butter balm vault from Summer Fridays to the tune of $220. I'm gonna say what I always say about that formula. It's not that good. I don't even think it's very pretty. If you're going to buy something in that delivery system, the Ole Henriksen is transcendent. It's delightful. I love it so much. I don't love that formula at all, but like, there are people who think that that formula really hung the moon, and I am not the only opinion on the planet. And like, that is an epic gift for someone. They're just like, oh my God, I am Summer Fridays rich. Not me going through a face journey over here. I'm gonna close it out on this one. So the Loewe Crafted collection debuts 3 bold and expressive scents, each a vibrant artisanal reinterpretation of an iconic note in perfumery. Roasted vanilla, iris root, and bittersweet oud. And I'm like, oh my God, I love Loewe. They're so cute and tongue-in-cheek, and you know, kind of expensive, but like I think that their stuff is really beautiful in a lot of cases. And then I was like, $485 for a parfum, my guys? What the diddly do? And oh, I'm sorry, you can get a sample set of 3 2ml vials for 55 human United States dollars. Again, I hit a ceiling. Sometimes I hit a ceiling, you know, where I'm just like, well, if I'm going to own this, it's going to be if I complained about it so much that Hindash bought it for me as a joke, like he did with this. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I mean, vanilla is like my thing, but gee, $500? $500 for a stupid perfume? I've paid $500 for stupid things, but like, that's stupid. That's stupid. That's stupid. Anyway, y'all, that's where I'm leaving it. There's just this gigantic and growing gap between the haves and the have-nots, and I feel like luxury right now is a bubble that has to burst. I like luxury goods and I'm willing to spend my money on them a lot of times, but sometimes things just don't pass the vibe check, and that doesn't pass the vibe check, okay? Listen, I don't claim to have an across-the-board rubric for what I think is worth the money or not worth the money. I don't claim to make sense. I just kind of, again, I go on vibes. It's all gut for me, but I hope this was fun for y'all talking about new beauty releases. And I got a little more time to spend on specific things that really grind my gears today because there aren't that many new releases coming out, but I hope that that was fun regardless, just to listen to me kvetch for some stuff. It's all in good fun, y'all. I hope it was fun for y'all. If it was, please give the video a thumbs up. If you're new here or you just haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe while you're here. I do this kind of video periodically. So subscribe if that interests you. I do a lot of, you know, beauty reviews and stuff too. Hype the video if you are on mobile. And before you leave, make sure you check out Current Body using the link down in my description. Again, my code will get you 20% off of my favorite devices, and you might be able to get some people squared away on your shopping list, or maybe just, again, treat yourself to the gift of beauty. I'll put a video up here that I think that y'all will like if you liked this one. Thank you so much for being here, for hanging out with me today. I love you so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.